Today we're on page 49 in our notebooks, so make sure that you set up your notebook as well as fill in the table of contents page. This is your warm-up. It says identify the rate of change and the y-intercept in the following equation. So remember that there's no math involved. You're just identifying which one's the rate of change and which one's the y-intercept. Your learning goal states create an equation in the form of y is equal to mx plus b given a word problem. So we're going to be dealing with some word problems and we're going to create those equations that go along with it. Your language goal, describe in words what each variable stands for in an equation. You have a half sheet that looks just like this inside of your notebook or on your desk. So I need you to find that. And all we're going to do is we're going to place these words where they belong in the boxes. So that y, I don't really want to start with the y. What I want to start with is those colored letters, the M and the B, because I know what those stand for already. So that M is your rate of change. So you're going to write rate of change in the M box. That B is your y-intercept, and we already know how to find those. The only other two words that are left are input and output. My y is my output. That's what I get out of something. And my x is my input. That's what I put into my equation to get my answer, which is my y. So go ahead and make sure that you fill those in. And then you're going to cut that out so that you can glue it in your notebook. This is example A. So you should have this on your desk as well. It says Jayla wants to buy 3 DVDs for $45 and a DVD player that costs $85. Write an equation to find the total amount of money, y, that it will cost Jayla when she buys X DVDs at the same rate. So the first thing I want to do is take a highlighter out, and I want to highlight the important information. I know 3 DVDs will cost me $45. And what I also know is that she's buying a DVD player, and that's going to cost $85. So I need to first identify my two variables. My two variables, I'm talking about DVDs and I'm talking about money. So on here, I'm going to put number of DVDs and money. I'm just going to abbreviate that, money. So those are your independent and dependent. My y-intercept and rate of change, I'm going to hold off on that for a second because I want to fill in my equation first. So if I can get 3 DVDs for $45, how much money is it going to cost for just one DVD? So $45, I get 3 DVDs. But I want to know how much for one DVD. Because in order for me to find my rate of change, it has to be with the denominator of 1. I need that unit rate. So I put an X up here. All I have to do here is cross multiply. 45 times 1 gives me 45. And then 45, I then have to divide by 3. So 45 divided by 3. 3 goes into 4 one time. 4 minus 3 is 1. I bring down that 5. 3 goes into 15 5 times. So that 15 is now my rate of change. That 15 is going to go right here. So it's going to cost me $15 for just one. And in this third box here, it's always going to be X. You're always going to put an X there. That is your input value. And in this first box, it's always going to be Y. So the only two boxes that are going to be changing is the second box and the last box. And so that last box, if I've already talked about the 3 DVDs for $45, I can check that off. I've already done that. The only other number that's left is this $85. So I know that 85 is my y-intercept. So my equation is y is equal to $15 times the amount of DVDs that I'm going to buy plus the $85 for that DVD player. So now that I filled in my equation, I can now go back and fill in my blanks. My y-intercept is this 85, and my rate of change is this 15. And if you weren't really sure, you can go back to that paper that we just filled in. Then you can see where your rate of change and where your y-intercept should be. Then I have to fill in the sentence. It says the amount of blank Jayla will spend is equal to blank per DVD plus blank for the blank. So the amount of money that Jayla will spend is equal to $15 per DVD plus $85 for the DVD player. So all I did was I wrote my equation in the form of words. That's it. If you flip your paper over, you have example B on the back. Example B says Danielle has $200. She spends $60 every 6 weeks on car washes. Write an equation to find the total amount of money she has left, Y, after X weeks have passed. So again, I want to take that highlighter out. And I start with $200. Then she spends $60 every 6 weeks. So those are those important information that I need. My two variables, I'm talking about weeks and I'm talking about money. Weeks would be my independent variable and my money would be my dependent variable because my money depends on how many weeks that I'm washing my cars. So my y-intercept and rate of change, again, I'm going to hold off on that. First I want to fill in my equation. So the first thing I want to do when I'm filling in my equation is I'm going to put y there and I'm going to put x here because I know that those are always going to stay the same. So I have $60 for 6 weeks. $60 for 6 weeks. And I want to know how much for 1 week. And so I put an x up here. So I do 60 times 1, which gives me 60, and then I divide by 6. And I know that 60 divided by 6 will give me 10. So that 10 is my rate of change. So it costs me $10, or I'm spending $10 rather, every week on car washes. Then I have to find my y-intercept. My y-intercept is this. I've already used that, so my only other option would be 200. 200 is what she started off with. The only thing that we missed on our rate of change is it's $10, but it says spends. And when I have the word spends, I know that it should be negative because I'm losing that money. I'm giving that money to somebody else. So it's negative 10x plus 200. My y-intercept, again, that's that last value in your equation. It's 200. And my rate of change is that negative 10. So now all I have to do is fill in the sentence. The amount of blank Danielle will spend is equal to blank per car wash plus blank for the blank. Alright, so all I'm doing is putting this into words, my equation. So I have the amount of money that Danielle will spend is equal to negative $10 per car wash plus $200 for the original that she started off with, the original amount that she started with. Make sure that you glue in your notes. You're going to have to make a tab so that you can see both sides, and then you're going to start on your practice problems.